What's going on, guys? This is Joe. I am here alone this time. No Amy, nobody joining me. This is our last Phantom draft for Amonkhet. Hopefully we can get into some real ones soon. As you can see, we have already started, and our trend, if you've been watching the other videos, our other drafts, is to start with a double blue rare because I'm not going to pass this guy. I actually also really like Edifice of Authority. Final Reward is good as well. But yeah, it's definitely going to be Curator of Mysteries here. It's a four-person draft, so Edifice could definitely come back. Final Reward could definitely come back. We shall see. I really dislike Spring to Mind, so hopefully that's not something we have to consider. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Curator of Mysteries here. I think that was a pretty easy one for us. Zenith Seeker's okay. Vizier of Remedies is also okay. Splendid Agony is nice. I like Splendid Agony. I hope that comes back, though, because I think the pick here is Electrify. Desert Ceradon's not incredible. Dispossess is garbage. Lay Bare the Heart is okay. But yeah, Desert Ceradon's also okay. I wouldn't mind having it if we're in red. But I think Electrify is amazing, and I think that it's comparable with Splendid Agony in terms of picks. This is easier. You know, it removes two toughness higher creature than this does. But this gets to shrink something down if you really need to do that. But yeah, I definitely don't mind going with Electrify. Okay. Wow, this pack is great for aggressive strategies. I mean, Compulsory Rest is here, but On-Crop Crasher, Emberhorn Minotaur, Limits of Solidarity. I'm going to take the On-Crop Crasher. It's a great card. Ornery Kudu's not bad either. I mean, obviously we're now moving a little bit more away from Curator of Mysteries, but spoilers, if you haven't seen the other videos, we've also done that with every other double blue pick that we've started with. But On-Crop Crasher is really, really good. I've been very happy with it. Every time I've used it. So it's definitely going to be that. And like I said, I hope that the Emberhorn Minotaur or the Limits of Solidarity or both come back, because that would be great, again, with Electrify, and we can kind of try to be more aggressive. Warfire Javelineer is more for the blue-red spells deck, and even though we have blue and red and Electrify, that's not really the direction we're going. This pack is great, but it's kind of all over the place. I mean, we've got Aven Initiate, which is just a flyer. If you're blue-white flyers, it's Embalm. If you're blue-white Embalm. We have Trial of Knowledge, because card draw is important. But there's also a foil Final Reward. Obviously, the foil doesn't mean anything because it's a Phantom draft, but it's a Final Reward, which is amazing. And we know that there's another one in what I believe is the next pack. So hopefully that comes back. I think I'm going to take it here, Final Reward, and see what happens. We could go kind of red-black aggressive with Minotaurs. Maybe we get the Soul Stinger back. But yeah, I think I'm going to take Final Reward here. Trial of Knowledge is great, but I think Final Reward is better. Okay, so the Final Reward in this pack did not come back as we hoped it would. The Spring to Mind did. I'm not a huge fan of Flameblade Adept. This one's foil, and it's a low drop, but we're not really the cycle discard strategy, despite what you would think with Curator of Mysteries. We also haven't seen any incredible blue. The only blue in this pack is Slitherblade, which is almost unplayable. Minotaur Sure Shot is good. Thresher Lizard is also good. I hope that comes back. If not, Wander in Death is just fine. But Minotaur Sure Shot is good. It's a Minotaur, like I said, if we're going black, red, which we might not if that Final Reward was taken and somebody else is in black. But yeah, I'm going to take the Sure Shot here. Dispossess is still bad, but Splendid Agony's here. I'll take Splendid Agony over the Ceradon, because that might come back again. Again, it's only a four-person draft, so I'll definitely take Splendid Agony here. Blighted Bat's good. Emberhorn Minotaur came back. Limits of Solidarity came back. If we're being aggressive, we want creatures. And if nobody wants limits, that's totally fine. I'll take Emberhorn Minotaur. Like I said, Blighted Bat's good as well. So if either of these two comes back, I'll take it. If neither of these two comes back, it'll be a toss-up between the Heckma Sentinels and the Nimble Blade Kenra, I guess. But it's definitely the Emberhorn Minotaur here. Trial of Knowledge came back, Winds of Rebuke, and Aven Initiate, and a Fling. And I don't think Fling is right kind of where we want to be. I'll take the Trial of Knowledge. Maybe we're still in blue, maybe we're not in black, who knows. But it leaves us a little bit open to kind of be in one of these two colors, since it looks like blue might be more open than black, but with Splendid Agony and Final Reward, two things that I really enjoy, I kind of went with those. So we'll see what the rest of this pack, and then obviously the other two packs afford for us. Okay, Thresher Lizard came back. I'll definitely take that. Destined to Lead is okay. We're not really in this strategy of, you know, obviously it would be better to use the two of these together. It would even be better to put Lead on a Death Toucher or something like that. We're not really there, and we don't really want our opponents to want to block. So, yeah, because if we're being aggressive, we want them to just take the damage to their face. So I'll take the Thresher Lizard. I'll definitely take the Ceradon as well. It's good early with cycling. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's between these two, and at this point, it's probably just the Kenra. Compelling Argument is unplayable, and we're not really in the cycle or discard strategy. So I'll do the Kenra here. I think Winds of Rebuke is better than Scribe of the Mindful. I guess there's an argument for Honed Kopesh, but I think it's a little slow for just +1/+1. So I'll take the Winds. The Spring to Mind is still here. I hate Spring to Mind. I'm going to take Slitherblade. It's garbage, so it's not even if we are in blue, it's kind of not even in our deck. But this is nice. If we open something insane in blue or in black, we can kind of commit harder to that color. But we're definitely in red. We saw some amazing red, and the Limits of Solidarity didn't come back, but if that's the only thing that somebody took in red, I'm not really too upset about it. So, because we got the good creatures. Wow, what? This is crazy. Trial of Zeal, Trial of Knowledge, Trial of Ambition, Synchronized Strike in foil, which is a great card, and Dread Wanderer, which is not bad. It's a zombie. I prefer this in the zombie deck because it's easier to recur, or it's better to recur it. It's just a 2/1. Sure, it blocks all day, but it does enter the battlefield tapped, and you can only bring it back as a sorcery, and only if you have one or fewer cards in hand. So I think in this deck, it's kind of not there. Trial of Zeal is fantastic, and we are so heavy in red. I mean, obviously, Magnum Spray is great, too. This whole pack is great. I'd definitely take the Cartouche of Zeal if it comes back. If Trial of Ambition is still here, I'd probably take that. This pack's nuts. I'm taking Trial of Zeal just because it's so good, and it's in red, and I really don't want it to not come back. Nefcrop Entangler is good. Wasteland Scorpion's good. There's still no good blue. I'm hoping Canyon Slough comes back, because I think I'm just going to take the Merciless Javelineer. Once again, sure, this is a discard outlet and a mana sink, but it also puts -1/-1 counters on things and makes that creature unable to block, which is what you want, again, like I said, in an aggressive strategy. So I'm taking it more for the aggression. And with, Secret of Insight's not even that good to begin with, and Winds of Rebuke isn't really either. So these are our only two blue here, the Trial of Knowledge and the Curator of Mysteries. Everything else is looking like black-red for us. But let's see if something points us in a different direction. Angler Drake is fantastic. Gravedigger's also really good. I think it's time to pick here, and I think Angler Drake is a better card, but it's also double blue. Oh, it's such a tough choice. Gravedigger's cheaper, and it gets us creatures back, and since we're heavy red and we want to be aggressive, I think that's the direction we should go. If for whatever reason Angler Drake wheels, it's going to be even a tougher decision for us, but I'm going to take the Gravedigger here. I'm sure that this is not perfect. My choices here are not perfect, and feel free to let me know what you think. Because now Censor's here, which is okay. Essence Scatter is also okay. Decision Paralysis, okay. So sure, there's some blue, but it's not insane blue. Greater Sandworm's really nice, and I would take the Horror of the Broken Lands if it came back. Again, not cycle or discard, but here's Shadow of the Grave and Pitiless Vizier. So if those come back, we can consider those as well. I'll take the Brute Strength. Synchronized Strike came back. Trial of Ambition came back. Trial of Knowledge came back. Magma Spray came back. What was even taken out of here? The rare was that was the Dread Wanderer, I believe. So somebody took the Dread Wanderer, somebody's in black, maybe they're in black-white zombies, that's totally a possibility, which means hopefully they'll want the Doom Dissenter when this comes back. Oh, and they took the Cartouche out of here as well. I think the Cartouche was in this pack. Magma Spray is incredible. Trial of Ambition is also good. Without a Cartouche, it's just okay, because they just sack their weakest guy. Again, Synchronized Strike is great, but we're nowhere near green. Trial of Knowledge is good, but we already have one. It's a toss-up. I'm going to take Magma Spray, hoping Trial comes back, although I doubt it if somebody else is in black like we kind of saw. Nefcrop Entangler is good, but I assume it's going to wheel. I'm going to take the Canyon Slough here. We have red and black and enough of both that's relatively important. Bantu's Monument's not bad. We don't have black creatures, and playing other creature spells does drain, but if we're aggressive, I'd much rather use my mana to play out a body or a pump spell, and we only have 9 creatures, so I think I'm going to go with... I guess I'll go with the Pitiless Vizier. Pursue Glory is not bad. Blazing Volley is very meh, in my opinion, so I think we'll go with Pitiless Vizier. Maybe, if, like I said, if Pursue Glory comes back. Here's another Pitiless Vizier, but here's another Kenra. Again, Decision Paralysis and Censor are still here. I'll go with the Kenra. I think we have some spells in black and in red with Electrify and a Magma Spray, so it might make the Kenra even better. I was just going to say, putting Brute Strength on a Kenra. So the Doom Dissenter and the Trial, the Black Trial, are gone from here. So somebody's really heavily cutting us on black. And the Trial of Knowledge is still here too? All right, fine. We'll take the Trial of Knowledge. And actually, like I said, it looks like 2 people might be cutting us on black. I'll take the Nefcrop Entangler. We'll see in pack 3. Maybe the Aven Mind Sensor's still here. I mean, again, it's just a 2/1 flyer with flash. The searching of libraries is not super relevant in limited. I'll take Blazing Volley over Ancient Crab. Even if we are in blue, we don't want to really be trying to be defensive. We want to try to kill things. I'll take the Censor over the Shadow of the Grave. And I'll take that Brute Strength again that we just passed up. Unwavering Initiate is a no, but it's second to last pick, so that makes sense. It looks like we might be out of black. We might be able to splash it now that we have the Canyon Slough if we really want to for, single black final reward, Splendid Agony if we really need removal. But we have 24 cards here. It's actually 23 because the Canyon Slough should be over here. It's 23, but that's because... and we're still going into pack 3, so we'll see what we open. We do kind of have the option of still any of these 3 colors. Here's another Canyon Slough. That's hilarious. Hopefully Deemworthy comes back. There's also the Cartouche of Ambition. Shimmerscale Drake is the only blue in this pack, so I'm assuming that these 2 black are going to get swept up pretty quickly. I'm taking the On-Crop Crasher again. This card's insane. Deemworthy is really good, but I want creatures more than creature removal. So, plus... this makes a creature unable to block when you exert it, and it's a 3/2 haste, so they don't see it coming. And again, with 2 of them, that's really important. And we do have 1 Emberhorn Minotaur. I like the 2 of these together on 3 and 4. I think they work really well together. We don't have any bombs yet. We got a... I misspoke. We have a bomb right here. Plus, this pack is a bomb. Consuming Fervor, Merciless Javelineer, Electrify, and Emberhorn Minotaur. And if none of those come back, which means that they would... well, actually, one of them has to come back. One of the 4 of these has to, because there's only 3 cards that are going to be missing out of here. I'm taking Insult to Injury, but Hyena Pack is also just fine. I'm taking Insult to Injury because this card is insane. If you have not seen it, buckle up. Here's another Merciless Javelineer, which I will definitely take... There's a Scaled Behemoth in this pack, which is disgusting. There's also a Dusk to Dawn, which is fine. That's heavy white, so nobody's going to be able to splash it. So if there's only 1 person in white, they're going to be able to take that pretty late. I'm going to take another Merciless Javelineer over a Blighted Bat. If you want to play it and give it haste in the same turn, it's the same amount of mana as the Javelineer, and this is a 4/2 that has other abilities as well, although this is a flyer. Hopefully this comes back, but it didn't in the past. but I think we're going to take the Merciless Javelin here. There's also another one going around, as we know. Okay, we're nowhere near white for this or this. I think I'll take Soul Stinger here. I think Soul Stinger is just fine. There's the irrigated farmland, but we're maybe blue and not white, so that's not what we want. I'll take another Canyon Slough if it comes back with all these Soul Stingers, but Deemworthy might just be better. Because if we can go closer to mono red, I think that'd be better for us. Plus, this might wheel again because the Aven Wind Guide is still here, and there are 2 of those going around, plus a Shimmer Scale Drake. So yeah, I'll definitely take Deemworthy and hope that Canyon Slough comes back out of here. Consuming Fervor's here, Merciless Javelineer's here, Emberhorn Minotaur's here. There's one missing. The Cartouche. Again, somebody took the red Cartouche, which is fine. I mean, it's taking us off of Cartouches for our 3 trials if we play all 3 of them. But still, Emberhorn Minotaur is where we want to be. Hopefully Consuming Fervor comes back because this card is great. But I'm going to take the creature over the spell, the pump spell. Why is this still here? This card is almost unbeatable. Wow. And honestly, I should be an adult and take Evolving Wilds. I want to take this just because it's still here. Like, this doesn't even scare me as much as the Scaled Behemoth does. It's a 6/7. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds because we might be in 3 colors, and so we need fixing. Oh man. This pack is... I can't believe this is still here, and this is still here, and this, but... I guess I just take Pitiless Vizier. This pack is not good for us because it just makes me feel bad. But I'm going to take the Pitiless Vizier. I don't know that we're going to play 2 of them. I might just put that in the sideboard. Here's the other Aven Wind Guide still in the pack. Shimmer Scale Drake is the only thing playable for us. Oh, man. Pack 3 is way too late to have gone into this archetype or into these 2 colors, although 2 Aven Wind Guides is almost a reason to. And the Consuming Fervor came back, so I'm definitely taking that. Pack is still bad for us. Somebody finally took the Scaled Behemoth. I guess I'll take this. I don't really need zombies that badly, and we're not in white, but I'll get this threat off of the field. Where'd it go? It's over here. Wow. Wow. I guess no one's in this or this. I'll take it, I guess. Jesus. Getting like last pick Aven Wind Guides. That hurts. I'm going to take it. That is crazy. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I'm going to take it. Haze of Pollen. Okay, and a Forest. Ugh. All right, well, this is going to be an interesting set of decisions to make a deck with. Let's get these things that we're definitely not playing out of here. The land we don't have to worry about for now. Let's Canyon Slough. Let's actually sort by color up top so we know what we're looking at. That goes over here. It's blatantly white. That's interesting. Okay. We're not playing the Honor Crop Captain either. Okay, so we have 32 with... Oh, nope. Haze of Pollen. 31. 29, 28, 27, 26, 24, 23. Okay. We don't have enough... I'll take Pitiless Vizier out for now. We don't have enough to play just red. And it looks like... with 2 Trials of Knowledge... We got no cartouches. We saw 3 of them, I think, going around the table, but none of them wheeled. What do we see? 2 red and 1 black, I think. We have 1 Trial of Zeal, which is incredible. That's definitely staying in. We have 2 Trials of Knowledge here, which is also nuts. But our 4-drop slot is huge right now. 2 is big too, which is nice. I think I might take out Censor. Even in a blue deck, I'm not... I don't know. I'm not the counterspell guy, so feel free to hate me if you want. This 5-drop slot is funny. 3 good 5-drops in all 3 of our colors. Here's a double blue, which means it's kind of hard to splash, but it's also a 4/4 flyer for 4. It does cycle for a blue, so if we don't have double blue, we can just ditch it. It doesn't feel good, but we can. And we can scry off of random discards, which we would have with, Trial of Zeal or Merciless Javelineer. We have only 1 Canyon Slough, because we didn't get the other one. And we have 1 Evolving Wilds. But we still have to make some cuts, so sorry. Let's go like this. First, let's group creatures separately so we can see what we're doing here. Okay, that's better. We need to get rid of some stuff. We need to get rid of 6 cards, 5 cards. This is a bomb and isn't going anywhere. This card's fine at 6 because you can cycle it early for 1, and we're going to be heavier red. So if we don't have a mountain, then we have a hell of a lot more problems than just worrying about not being able to cycle the Ceradon. Emberhorn Minotaurs are good. Thresher Lizards are great. Minotaur Sure Shot's fine, even though it has reach, which might mean that it could be a sideboard against flyers. It's just a 2/3 that you can pump, even if you consider that it doesn't have reach, for 3, which is fine. There's 2 Kenras here. With all of these spells, I don't mind 2 Kenras at all. Nav Crop Entangler I think is fine as well, making it a 3/3 when it exerts. And this cycles for 2 generic, which is nice if we're low on our blue splash. If we're looking to cut, now we're looking to cut 5 cards. And not counting the Merciless Javelineers, we have 4 blue and 4 black. This is where the cracks start to show in Joe's deck building skills, or lack thereof. I think we get rid of blue and then just make another cut. Because the only reason I say that is because, yes, we have Curator of Mysteries, and that card's fantastic. It is double blue, and we have double Trial of Knowledge, but we have this and this for fixing, which means we have 1 blue source, or 1 way of getting a blue source besides, other blue sources, and an extra black source that is also a red source here that we can cycle if we drew a bunch of swamps and get it late. So yeah, I think we're doing this, and we just need 1 more cut. Let me put the lands in before I forget here. This, and then we have to add basics. Let's do with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 6 black mana symbols, and 1 land, or 2 sources of black basically already. We probably want maybe 4 more. So we do 4 more swamp. Oh wow, look at that. That's exactly what I said. Okay, thanks, Magic Online. I appreciate the validation. The problem is we still need a cut. And now we can't see our spells anymore because there's lots of lands here. So that's not helpful. Will it let me do that? Yeah, okay, good. Just so I can see my spells that I'm working with here. Deemworthy's fine, Electrify's fine, Trial's fine. Maybe we get rid of a Brute Strength. Yeah, you guys let me know what you would do here as well. I think I'm going to get rid of a Brute Strength because we do need another land. Because we do have some high drop stuff, and our 4-drop slot is huge. And so being stuck on all that land, or yeah, being stuck on like having a bunch of 4 drops and not enough land would feel absolutely terrible. So I think that's what we do here. We have 6 green sources and 11 red sources, which I think is fine. And actually, technically 12 red sources, or 13 if we have enough swamps. But regardless, this is fine, and we'll see how it works for us. There's only 3 minutes left in deck building, but I'll still cut all this out so you guys aren't sitting here for 3 more minutes. Like I said, feel free to go down into the comments and let me know if you think I did the right thing, the wrong thing. I do not pretend to be infallible, so go right ahead. Thanks. Okay, it hasn't been that long for me, but it's been less time for you. We're here and we're starting round 1. We lost the die roll, which is unfortunate, but let's see what we end up with. This seems fine. We have each of our colors. We can't play anything, but we need a 3rd land. Sure, I've been burned by that before, but we start with Evolving Wilds because we do have some 1-drops. I guess we'll see what we draw as well. We might change our mind if we draw the Ceradon, for example. But I'm keeping this hand. See what our opponent does. They also have black. Okay. Well, maybe they were the ones taking all that stuff, although, to be fair, there were 2 people seemingly in black, so we'll see. Maybe they got much better stuff than we did. Obviously, the biggest threat in black that I can think of, besides like a Mythic in Liliana, would be Archfiend of Ifnir. Definitely not something we want to see. They are just chilling out. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so we just drew a land, which is perfect, which means, like I said, we Evolving Wilds. I might as well just do it now. There's no reason not to. We don't have to be cute about it. Sure, the only reason to keep it back would be if you didn't want them to know what colors you were in, but to be honest, we're getting a swamp anyway, which means that they don't know what colors we're in yet because we're really in red. Black is our splash, so yeah. And on turn 3, we just have this to come out, which would be nice. I mean, obviously, if we don't make the Festering Mummy unable to block, the Festering Mummy just blocks, dies, and then puts the counter on the Crasher, which is not what we want, but still, that's fine. All right, so we go ahead and pass it all the way through. All right, what do they got? I'll take 1. No problem. Okay, nice. And we drew a 4-drop as well, which means over the next couple of turns, if we draw a land, that'll be great. We can't really do anything, so excuse me. Sorry, we'll just pass. Trial of Steel actually might be the play first. If they play something with, something bigger this turn, that's fine. Right now they're just attacking, which again, I'll take 1. But yeah, if they play something bigger this turn, we can kill that. Otherwise, we can kill the Mummy and have them waste the -1/-1 counter ability. I know that, the on-crop Crasher could get in and deal more damage that way, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. They do play a land. They have 3 mana, and do they use it? They don't. Interesting. Okay, they could have Splendid Agony. It's a possibility. I guess if that's the case, then we just play the creature, because we don't have to exert it. They're not in blue, so they're not countering it, but they could kill it, like I said, if they have something like a Splendid Agony. But otherwise, like I said, I won't exert. It still has haste. I'll attack for 3, and we'll already be ahead. So Not a bad place to be. Go to combat. Let's do it. Just attack, please. And that's our turn. Not bad at all. We've got some good stuff. I could use at least one more land. I mean, obviously 5 would be nice, but we can also cycle this for 4 to deal 2 damage to something, and that's our whole hand if we have another land. So there's an Ornery Kudu. They can put the counter on the Mummy, killing the Mummy and then shrinking the On-Crop Crasher if they want. That would be fine, and actually that moves it outside of Trial of Zeal territory. the Kudu. Yeah. Okay. So they kill the Mummy, shrink the Crasher. That's fine. I still might attack. That's an interesting decision. Because we have a lot of ways to get rid of it. We can attack, they block, and then we trial, or we could Splendid Agony now, and then trial them later. But this is only a 2-1, so even with Splendid Agony, Ornery Kudu will still be able to kill it. They'll trade, but we'd be kind of 2-for-1ing ourselves really either way. Here's a land. A 4-3 against a 3-4, but it becomes a 5-4 menace when it attacks. You know what? Let me attack first, and I'll exert. I can get some damage in. Because I'll just make the Kudu unable to block. Get 2 more damage in, bring him to 15. And then I can just play out the Minotaur. All right. I don't know that you have anything for 1 green because it's not a flyer. And then on my main phase, I'll play the Emberhorn Minotaur. If they attack this turn, I don't know if I trade. I think I'm just okay with 3 damage. Because unless they can play out... If they attack, unless they can play out 2 creatures after the fact, they're going to be taking 5 damage from this. Whoops. Which I could just make 8. But still, we'll see if they attack. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really concerned about 3 damage right now. It'll put us at an even life total, but I can attack for 5 menace next turn, putting them to 10. So, like I said, not super worried about it. No blocks. They can pump. There are pump spells. They're in green. I get it. They could waste like a synchronized strike here or something. Nope. Okay. Not a problem. Do they do anything with their 4 mana? 5 mana. Do they do anything with their 5 mana? Colossipede? Nothing. That's interesting. We haven't seen a lot from our opponent, to be honest. I might just attack first. I don't need to exert it, because then next turn we'll have both of these guys up. A land would be nice eventually. Because if this is the only thing they have, I'm more than happy to Deemworthy it and then just continue to get through with damage. No exert this time because I don't need to. I'm really just, at this point, really just exerting these guys if I need to get through defenses, but our opponent's not blocking, so. Pouncing Cheetah? Spidery Grasp. how do I want to do this? It would have 8 toughness. And 5 power. I could make it much smaller. 8 toughness. Huh. That's an interesting conundrum. So I could give it 7 power with brute strength, which won't be enough to kill it. I could give, and then if it only deals 4 damage, it then has 4 left, so Trial of Zeal won't kill it. Deemworthy Cycled won't kill it. Splendid Agony won't kill it. That's a very, very interesting play. That works. I'm just wondering if there's anything I should do to try to get it lower. I don't think there is. I think this just happens. We lose the Minotaur, and then we can just do something else. But yeah, I think that's what we have to do. Unfortunately, that's fine. That happens. I didn't exert, and that's kind of what I get. I wish we could make our opponent pay for having their creature take 4 damage this turn, but we kind of can't. Are they scared with how much we were thinking about it? I'm assuming they just are going to block here, otherwise why use the spell, but yeah, I can't buff toughness enough to live here because I can't do both. I only have 4 mana. So there's kind of nothing I can do here. I can shrink it, which would make it a 1/2 after this turn, after the Spidery Grasp wears off, but that still, like I said, won't kill it. So I think this just happens. Lose the Emberhorn Minotaur, which is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. And then we sure shot here, I guess. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Leave up a red mana to bluff Magma Spray. Okay. And that's our turn, I guess. That was a good Spidery Grasp for our opponent. I don't mind Spidery Grasp. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's garbage. It's really bad." I don't mind it. I'm not surprised if someone plays it. I know that this is a new to Magic Online draft, but that doesn't necessarily mean that our opponents don't know what they're doing. So, Champion of Ronus. Very nice. It doesn't have haste, so I can kill it, which is nice. That's a great Trial of Zeal target. And so I definitely would do that. Are they going to attack for 3? I assume that. No, okay, interesting. Well, the Champion of Ronus is going to get Trial of Zeal just because I don't really feel like having them drop something big and stupid on the field this early. I did get a 5th land, but I don't need to deal 7 to it. I'll tap 3 for the Trial now and deal the 3 damage to kill the champion. It's a foil champion too. I always feel bad when that happens either to me or to an opponent in a Phantom draft, because that would be real nice to get outside of that. If it's worth anything. It might not be worth anything at all. But we'll see. Are they seeing if they can do anything or what? Because I still have 2 mana, which is nice because I can attack. Oh, okay. That's probably fine. I have 2 mana left. that should be fine. It becomes a 5/5. It lives the damage. We obviously have other ways to deal with it. Not this turn, but that should be fine. We can still attack this turn. In fact, I probably attack with both. Yeah, I probably attack with both. Make the Kudu unable to block and leave up brute strength to kill the champion. We might just deal this damage to face now. Yeah, I think we just face. Because they did it post or pre choice, so now I just get to hit them in the face for 3, which is fine. I appreciate, because otherwise it kind of would have negated it. So yeah, I guess I go to attacks then, leaving up brute strength to kill something. Exert and attack. Yes. And make the Kudu unable to block. And yeah, we'll do that. See what happens. Okay, still in declare attackers, that's fine. Let's see if and how they block with the champion. They might not. They might just take 4 and go to 8, which is kind of dangerous for them, but I could see why they would want to, because they like their creature. And if they do, if they don't, they do block. Interesting. Cool. Works for me. I'll be happy to trade a shrunk down 2/1 for your champion that it's a 2 for 2. They use shed weakness on it already this turn, so yeah, that's fine. I'll gladly do that. Perfect. That's really, really nice. All right, that's our turn. I'll take 3 next turn too if you really want. I don't care. Again, or pump it and make it more. But that was a nice turn for us. We also trampled over for some damage. It's going pretty well. We still have 2 removal spells. Again, I could deem-worthy the Kudu. Trial of Ambition, that's fine. I'll sacrifice my my Minotaur Sure Shot. Now we know who took it. But yeah, I'll sack the Minotaur. That's fine. We have a Nefcrop Entangler here for later. And if nothing else, we have a way to get rid of their Kudu, which will hit us for 3 this turn, and that's fine. Let's see if they play anything post-combat. They still have 5 mana available, so they definitely could play a creature of some kind. No blocks. Do you play something? No. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We don't need a second black, at least that I can see. I'm sure now that I say that, I'll cycle this and draw a black card, which would make me want to play both in the same turn. But I think for now, we Nefcrop Entangler and cycle, or well, cycle first. And see what happens, see what we get. Let's see. We get a land. Okay, well, we didn't play one yet this turn, so there we go. Here's a land. We have 4 available. We can... I think at this point, just because it's all we have, I think we'll Entangler and kind of have that be it. We have 6 total on the field. Yeah. Well, Entangler, I'm still not going to block. We'll just be done. Yep. Let's see. This is not going super well for us, but we're hanging in there. With all that mana that they left up last turn, I assume that they had some kind of an untap pump spell again, whether it be another Spidery Grasp or the Synchronized Strike, the Foil Synchronized Strike, or something like that. Do I? Once again, I don't block. It's actually, it's the only creature I have. They don't know that, but it's the only creature I have. There is a cartouche, a black cartouche going around, although they probably would have played that pre-combat. There's a Soul Singer. That's a great card. Where do they put the counters, though? On itself, so that they can put it somewhere else when it dies, I assume? No, they put it on the Kudu. That's really nice, because that means Splendid Agony kills it now, and Deemworthy kills the Soul Stinger. Can't do both in the same turn, but still. And the nice thing about Splendid Agony killing the Kudu is there's no pump spell that'll help, because once the pump wears off at the end of the turn, this'll die. Well, actually, that's not true. Shed Weakness could help, but then it would end up being an 0-1, and that's probably not worth it to them. Hapatra's Mark could work, the green uncommon. But now we can play Thresher Lizard and Splendid Agony, and once we do, the Thresher Lizard is a 4/4. So I think we Thresher Lizard now and pass, and then since Splendid Agony is an instant, we just leave that up to pump the Thresher Lizard and kill the Kudu if necessary. We could also just do it at the end of their turn or something. Because, again, we have Deemworthy for the Soul Stinger at some other point. Yeah, we've got stuff. It's only 1 life point difference between the two of us. I'm not going to attack. The only thing I could do is make this a 3/3 trample, and they have a 4/5, so that'll be our turn. We can Splendid Agony this at some point on their turn in response to them doing something. Okay, so they're going to combat. Let's wait till after they attack. Just the 4/5. That makes sense. I think I have to chump block here, because if they have pump, I don't know that they would have +5, but they do have 7 mana, so it could be more than one spell. So I'll just chump block with the Nefcrop Entangler, just to make sure that we don't get bowled over here. If they give it trample, then, we're only saving 1 point of damage, but still, I think that's fine. I'll block this way and see what happens. Okay, it looks like they just let that happen, so that's fine. And if they end their turn, Splendid Agony will happen. Nope, Dread Wanderer. It enters the battlefield tapped, and it's a 2/1, and they can return it, and they do have no cards in their hand anymore, so that's fine. I'm still not going to waste one of these on it. I'd rather get rid of the Kudu here, the 1/2 that can have the counters removed from it at some point. Let's Splendid Agony the Kudu at the end of their turn and see if they can try and save it. Again, Hapatra's Mark would do it, but otherwise, okay, it's just dead. So that's fine. Now it's our turn. Final Reward. That's actually a really good counter to Dread Wanderer. For now, though, I think we Deemworthy the Soul Stinger and then attack for 4. And then if we take 2, we take 2. I'm not super concerned about that. And again, bluffing the Magma Spray. They have so much mana open. This could be a trap. But it's 7 damage, so they kind of have to pump it a lot. And I'm fine with that. We'll see what happens. If they have Synchronized Strike, Soul Stinger still dies. Okay. And they had no -1/-1 counters. So I will attack for 4. If the Dread Wanderer if they Synchronize Strike and the Dread Wanderer blocks, I'm fine with that. trade a Thresher Lizard for a part of a Dread Wanderer. I mean, they're probably just going to bring it back next turn since they have so much mana and they're top decking. But we know we have Final Reward for it, which will get rid of it no matter how many times it comes back. It's their ability. They have to do something with it, even though it's 0 counters. There we go. All right, go to combat. With 6 mana. Oh, they have no cards in hand. What am I talking about? I'm just overthinking things. They couldn't have had Synchronized Strike. They had no cards in hand. All right, well, they take 4, go to 6, and I'll pass. Again, if I take 2, that's fine. If I take more, if this is a pump spell, that's fine too. 2 mana, Naga Vitalist? What are they playing for 2? For 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it. What a top deck. Good for you. That's real nice. Okay. Attack for 2, I assume. Nothing we can do about that, guys. I talked about it and I almost took it, and now I'm paying for it. Depends on what we draw, but there's really not much. I don't. Oh, actually, Insult to Injury. Insult to Injury wins us this game right now. Doesn't it? That's a mountain. That's not Insult to Injury. This is an instant. We'll keep this up. Clearly, I'm not attacking. That would be very silly. But I do have to block. Because, again, depends on what they draw. But, yeah. I'll just end my turn here. They have no cards in hand. They're top decking, although they have all they need right here. Not good for us at all. But they drew something. 2, 3. What did they draw? If it's a better target for Final Reward, it's a... Oh, man. Okay. So do we lose? Do we... We can still block. They'll gain tons of life, and there's almost no way we win this game, but we don't automatically lose, and so for that, I'm going to keep playing. They can put the -1/-1 counter on our Thresher Lizard, or they can just replay Trial. If they replay Trial, then they've got it. I'm not gonna reveal Final Reward if I don't have to. Now the question is there any merit to switching out black and putting in blue instead? There might be, but I don't know. I mean, they have Champion of Ronus, which it was good that we were able to get rid of that, but we did that with our red basically. Yeah, they play Trial. Okay, we can concede. That's fine. They had Spidery Grasp. They had a bunch of pump stuff, which Spidery Grasp works against flyers, so that's something to consider. But Winds of Rebuke works well against ground dorks, because we can just bounce them. Obviously not the 6/7, but still. And then Censor's kind of the only way to get rid of that big bastard, the Scaled Behemoth. But we have these Merciless Javelineers as well. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 come out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 go in. That's not the worst decision in the world. Canyon Slough comes out. All the swamps come out. Evolving Wilds clearly stays. And so we just need 5 islands, 5 blue sources, same way that we needed 5. But we have one double blue. So maybe it's... but that's 6 blue sources, so maybe we swap out 1 mountain for 1 island. And then we go Censor, and then Winds, Trials, Curator, and Shimmer Scale come in as well. And then we just add islands in. That's not a bad idea. And we just need 5 more islands. Why do we have so... Oh, because we haven't taken the black out yet. I was like, why do we have 46 cards in our deck? Silly me. Those all come out, and now we have 40. I don't know, guys. This is a risky sideboard, but we'll see. We will find out that we should have gone blue. And by we, I mean maybe I'll find out. Maybe you've known since I did it. Like I said, I'm sure you've either already let me know in the comments or let me know what you think about kind of swapping this around. This is a little clustery, but we'll see. I like our red a lot. That's about all I can say. But I think it's a good counter to what they have going on. The final reward was a nice counter to the Dread Wanderer, but that's kind of it. They had big, the Ornery Kudu or the Soul Stinger. Those are our bigger threats, which trade with our bigger threats if we play, better. I think that there's merit to, next time the opportunity comes up, giving this thing Menace, even if our opponent has only tapped creatures, if they have mana up. So, because we know Synchronized Strike was in the draft, but we haven't seen it yet from our opponent, and it's possible that somebody else took it. So, let's see. Yes, I'd love to play first. That's not bad. We've got Censor, we've got Entangler. Censor's going to sit there a while. There's really only one card that's in here for. But any land gets us Thresher Lizard, and then we can, if we get more, we can start drawing cards and shocking things, or electrifying things, I should say. But yeah, I'll keep this. Okay, they didn't mulligan either. We'll play the red. If we draw another mountain, we'll probably... I don't know. We'll see. We can freak our opponent out a little bit. I don't want to cycle Censor, otherwise I would have played the blue so that I could have cycled it. They have Dread Wanderer from the start. That's fine. A 2-1 versus what will be a 2-1. I'm definitely not electrifying it. That would be silly. And now it's our turn. We draw a 4-drop. Okay. Well, we got to draw some lands. That would be nice. But for now, we'll Entangle. If we draw a land next turn, it looks like we always had it. We'll see. Okay. Oh. I probably don't block. I mean, they're pretty far away from getting this thing back, but it's all we have right now. And yeah, I'm okay with taking 2. They haven't even played a green to bluff a pump spell of some kind, so I'm okay with it. Let's see. Did it do anything on 2? Yep. Lay Bare the Heart. What are they going to choose? The Minotaur? The Censor? The Trial? Okay. They get to look at our hand. That's something we didn't see last time. That's interesting. They took the Trial. Okay. That's fine. They also know we don't have lands. I was talking about bluffing it. But, yeah, if we don't draw a land, which we didn't, the only thing we can play is Censor. Which means what we do first is attack. for 2. Okay. That's going to be it for us. They know we have Censor. If they tap out for something, we can at least consider it. They're just going to also attack us for 2 because they know we have nothing. They technically don't know what this is, but it's a pretty good guess. Obviously no blocks. They have a land. Must be nice. Oh, but they end their turn. Interesting. Well, we drew something for 2. That's something. Do I attack? Yeah, I guess I'll attack. See what happens. If they kill it, they kill it. But because that's an option and Spider Grasp is a thing, I'll at least buff it to a 3/3 and see what they do. If they Spider... Okay. I was going to say if they Spider Grasp, I probably don't counter it, but... because I think I want to save my counter spells for something a little bit more dangerous. Counter spell, singular. I'll block. Okay. If you pump, that'll be your whole turn, and I can keep digging for lands. I will definitely block here. Always make them have it. Go ahead. He's got something waiting for him to pay costs. +1/+1 indestructible. Okay. That's fine. He can then later on make things able to block it. Whoops. This way. Okay. Still no land. I can cycle it, which doesn't do anything for me here. Even if I draw a blue where I could cycle this, I wouldn't want to, so I will, I'll pass. And cycle this at the end of their turn. Which feels bad, but we're nowhere near 5. We could get to 3 or 4. That's definitely a possibility. And it would be much better for us. Bantu's Monument, not so concerned about that. Plus they have 1 up to get through the Censor anyway. So that's fine. They will go to combat, they will attack for 2, and I will go to 14. That's fine. They go to their end step, which means I cycle, and hope that within one of these 2 cards we get a land. Doesn't matter what color. That's not a land, although it is playable. That's also not a land. That's ridiculous. All right, well, we kind of have to do it, right? This will become a 5/4, but we can at least start pressuring them a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to, right? And I don't exert because I don't want to waste a turn with the -1/-1 counters being put on it. So I'll just attack for 5 this turn, 4 next turn, etc., depending on what they do in the future here. For 1 black, we haven't seen a combat trick yet from them for just that, so no exert. Take 5. Look, if nothing else, we brought our opponent to 10 with 2 lands. So, and 2 spells, 2 creatures, I should say. I'll take 2. I'll take more than 2 if you pump 2. I don't care. This is somehow still working. If we don't draw a land this turn, we very well might consider this. Although they're up to 5, 1 more, and they can cast the... Okay, so Soul Stinger happens, we drain. So we're both at 11. That's fine. And then he puts the counters on itself or on the Dread Wanderer. Oh, he taps 2 first. Why? Okay. I mean, it's still up. Okay, and it's putting it on itself. So it becomes a 2/3, and I guess he's hoping to block. And he plays Initiate's Companion. Okay. That happens. Yeah, he's hoping to block and then kill the Nefcrop Entangler. That happens. Oh my goodness, a land. Look at that. With 3 mana, we have Thresher Lizard or Minotaur Sure Shot. And I think it's just the Sure Shot here. Let's attack first and see what he does. He can kill with either of these, really. But I'm going to exert. So it becomes a 5/5 with Trample. See what they do, if they block or not. They do. Okay. So they'll take 2 damage from the Trample, and then they'll kill the Entangler, but it's still a... That's fine. Entangler still kills the Soul Stinger in the process. Yes. That's fine. Yep. And I think at this point then... Oh. Okay, yeah, but once my turn ends, it dies. Okay. I think. Or maybe next turn? I'm not exactly sure. We'll see. Right now, it looks like... I think Thresher Lizard is the play. If we get another land next turn, we're electrifying something, I assume, over playing the Emberhorn Minotaur, because this 3 power is kind of dangerous. We could keep up Censor, but we should probably keep building out the board a little. So I'm going to play Sure Shot. I mean, if they play the 6/7, we probably just lose, but it's turn 7 and we just got our 3rd land, so we need to start trying to play some cards. There's a 6th land. Do they have it? Not before combat. Okay, being at 10, I'm probably going to block the Companion here. If they use a combat trick on it, I'm fine with that. If they don't, I'm also fine with the trade. Yeah, okay. I'll block. That's fine. Let's see. They have 2 cards in hand. So it's definitely possible. We've seen plenty of combat tricks. We're just waiting. Yep. That's fine. Okay. A land next turn would be nice, but even if we don't get it, we still have a play. There's no trample on the Initiate's Companion, so they don't get to untap something. But they still have 5. Quarry Hauler. So they're going to put another -1/-1 counter on the Entangler, which would now kill it. That's fine. They're just doing it now instead of at the beginning of my turn. Oh. Okay. They're not. So they just do it for no value. Interesting. Okay. That's fine. They'll let it kill itself, or at least let the Consuming Fervor do it for them. Here I think it's the Thresher Lizard over the Crasher, because we're at 7, so we're definitely not attacking, but we can block the Quarry Hauler profitably with the Thresher Lizard. Plus, they know we have the Lizard. They know we have the Lizard, the Minotaur, the Electrify, and the Censor. They don't know about Deemworthy or the Crasher. And next turn, if we don't draw land, we can always cycle Deemworthy to kill the Initiate's Companion, especially if they let us kill here. That would be nice. Attack for 5, or we take 5 with no pumps and go to 2. If they have pumps, we just lose. Because Spidery Grasp kills us here. They only have 1 card in hand, so it would have to be exactly what they need, but it's definitely a possibility. Do you have it? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, I'll go to 2. Oh, they get to untap something. Okay. Itself, I assume? The 3/1? Or the 2/1, just because they're happy to throw that into the graveyard to get it back later. Yep. They're still tapping mana, even though the ability's not done yet. And if they don't... Oh, Supernatural... Why? This isn't before damage. That doesn't make sense. That was the only card in their hand. And they just wasted it. And sure, of course we draw this. Well, we can play the Crasher, block, and still lose? I mean, that's just... Right? Because literally can't do anything else. So we just lose here. My only other shot is cycling this and hoping for something, but even if I cycle this and then get a land, I can still only play the Crasher. It's my only choice. It's either that or concede anyway, so I might as well. I got a land. It's all we've got. If for some reason they don't attack out, which would be very, very stupid on their part, then we live another turn. Otherwise we lose with, getting our 4th land on turn 9. Oh, that's rough. That's real, real rough. Do they attack with both? Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? And even if they don't, any creature, if they drew it, would kill us. All right, fine. That's fine. You did it. Okay. They win. We're here. We are starting round 2 right away, it looks like. No? Why is the round time that way? There's still one match in progress. Oh, it's counting upwards. Silly me. Okay. Well, we're going to pause for a little bit, at least, to wait for our opponents to be done, and we will be back very shortly. All right, guys, we are back, and this is just a great hand. That's complete sarcasm. Let's go ahead and mulligan it. This hand is fine. 3 lands, 3, 3, and if we need it, 3. But yeah, we're keeping this one. Let's see what we scry. Nimbleblade Kenra can stay on top. That's fine. So we'll at least have a turn 2 play, followed by a turn 3 and even a turn 4 play. So that's fine. This person also has black. We are fighting for 3rd at this point after that last lovely round. I tried to draw a card after I stopped recording, but of course Magic the Gathering Online did not want to let me do that either. So I couldn't even say what my next card or cards would have been. But yeah. So let's see how we do in this round. Can we at least get 3rd, or do we just get stone last? We've already mulliganed to 6, which is not the worst thing in the world with the scry. They do have white. What do we see? Insane and white. We saw a compulsory rest. Here's another Lay Bare the Heart. Wow. Okay. They'll probably get rid of insult to injury, but then we'll still have injury at least. They might get rid of the Crasher. Crasher's good. But I assume it's just the rare. And it was the rare. It still has Aftermath, so we can deal 2 damage to a creature and 2 damage to a player. It just isn't doubled. So, but that's fine. Very good. Oh, that's not bad. I'll play the Kenra, though. If they play something that's relevant, we can Trial of Zeal it, and then, you know, Prowess matters as well. But otherwise, we'll probably just play the Crasher and attack with both next turn, depending on what they play on 3. But yeah, we know they have compulsory... Well, we know they could have compulsory rest. We know that they... Well, there's no blue, so they're probably not Aven Wind Guide. Binding Mummy. Oh, okay, right. We talked about white-black zombies definitely being a possibility. They probably have Doom Dissenters, things like that. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Do we kill it? I think we do. Binding Mummy is a pain in the butt. Every zombie they play, they tap something. So we're just going to go ahead and assume that they have stuff that would matter for. We don't have any double black spells, so I'll just play a swamp. Or a mountain, I mean. Tap 3 for the trial. Prowess ability goes off, yes. We'll do that. And then the Trial of Zeal kills the Binding Mummy, and we attack for 2. That's a great Trial of Zeal target. And then we attack. What? Well, that's no fun. Okay. Well, we won. We won. We did it. That was that was the least exciting thing ever. Wow, that's upsetting. All right, and we didn't get any prize? Okay. Basically, we're done, I guess. Guys, this was our last intro draft because we don't have any more intro points. So we're going to probably move on to some real drafts, hopefully, finally. We'll see how our wallet does. We'll do at least one. These have been some bonus videos for you guys. We hope you're enjoying them, even though this one was kind of short and a little disappointing. But That's fine, I guess. Why don't you let us know what you thought, like I said, in the comments down below. Do you want to see more of these? Do you like these? Are you like, okay, good, I'm glad you're done with these Phantom drafts, move on to something real? Or are you like, hey, look, we're not really interested in seeing drafts on this channel. Maybe do something else instead. And all of those suggestions will be listened to and heard, and we appreciate any and all of your feedback. So please feel free to let us know that. And thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Geek for All. I've been Joe, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.